With the season upon us, the casual Minnesota Vikings fan who only pays attention on game days, which is fine. Frankly, it's a healthier way to absorb your purple content. But they may be like, where did Anthony Harris go? Kyle Rudolph went where? So we wanted to recap where some 2020 Minnesota Vikings friends ended up and how they got to the place that they're currently at, as well as who's on the practice squads and whatnot. Now, I'm sure that we missed a couple of names because it's hard to do because 16 friggin' practice squad spots in every single team, but we did our best. So here we go. Production value. Up at the top, two defenders last year, or have been a big part of the Vikings defense the last couple years, end up in Philly. Anthony Harris, 1 year, $4 million. Now he's coming off of the franchise tag in 2020, which, was he worth the 11.4 for $1 million? Probably not, but hopefully he can rebound and get some footing under him with the Eagles. And also linebacker Eric Wilson, where 1 year, $2.75 million. I would have kept Eric Wilson. Now, obviously, there's some issues with Eric Wilson and his tackling, and we already have some uber athletic linebackers that have a problem at the point of attack, and Blake Lynch as well as Troy Dye. But man, 2.75, I would have kept Eric Wilson. Kyle Rudolph, who was cut, the Vikings freed up some cap space. He lands with the Giants. Just got back to practice a couple of weeks ago. He had been dealing with some foot issues, but 2 years, $12 million, trying to become that blanket over the middle of the field, security blanket for Danny Dimes. Maybe he'll light a fire under Evan Ingram, the underperformer, and then hopefully he'll get things going. Shamar Stephen ended up with the Broncos. Shamar Stephen, by the way, he dominated preseason, which is kind of crazy to think. He in terms of defensive interior players, he was up there in terms of pressures, which is crazy. But he signed a 1 year veteran minimum deal. George Payton, old friend out there in Denver as well. They're making it Vikings West. Offensive tackle Riley Reif, who they let go, signed with the Bengals. We'll see him week 1. Danielle Hunter says hello. He's playing right tackle. Now they got Jonah Williams still over on the left side, but 1 year, $7.5 million. That's a good bit of business. That's pretty all right. Running back Mike Boone, also on the Broncos. He got hurt. He signed a 2 year, $3.85 million deal. It's unfortunate. I love me some Mike Boone. I thought that he had a great opportunity in Denver, reuniting with George Payton as well as Pat Shurmur, who he knows from back in the day. But unfortunately, he got hurt, as well as Javonte Williams from North Carolina, the rookie. I think that he is going to be that dude. And definitely it's not Melvin Gordon, stupid Badger. Cornerback Mike Hughes, they traded to the Chiefs, and he also took a punt to the house in preseason, but was called back due to holding or blocking the back or something like that. But yeah, Mike Hughes, I don't know. I kept saying keep him around as a punt returner, but now no one listens. Whatever. The stupid-ass Saints signed a trio of Vikings to their practice squad. Julio Johnson, a former defensive tackle out of Iowa. He's inked up on the PS, as well as two guys that were in camp with the Vikings this year. Dylan Mabin, the cornerback from Fordham, the former Raider, as well as Jalen Holmes, the former fourth-round pick from the Ohio State University. So a trio of them making up basically 3 out of 16, so slightly less than 20% of the practice squad. It's kind of crazy. Afadio Odenigbo, who had signed a 1 year deal with the Giants in the offseason, just never really fit. Even though they gave him $1 million guaranteed, that's a Gettleman special. But he ends up with the Browns, the Kevin Stefanski connection. Also, Afadi had actually been a member of the Browns organization for a hot second, because after the Vikings let him go, initially he went to Cleveland and went to Arizona. He actually played in a game that came back to the Vikings. Jake Browning, of course, so we talked about, just went to the Bengals practice squad. He's going to spill his guts, give the Bengals the entire Vikings playbook, probably run the scout team in practice this week, and then they'll probably kick him to the curb. I mean, yeah, being a snitch for $16.5 grand, I might do it too. Aviante Collins, who last year allegedly was in competition for that left guard spot with Dakota Dozier, he ends up on the Cowboys practice squad. He initially was part of the Steelers squad in camp, but then was let go. Linebacker Hardy Nickerson Jr., who saw some time last year due to injuries with the Vikings, ends up on the Texans practice squad. And 4 former 2020 Vikings are currently free agents. Jordan Brailford, the speed edge rusher, formerly of Washington as well as Oklahoma State. He's just hanging out there. Hercules Mataafa, heart and hustle. I love me some Herc. I think I always will, but he's a free agent out there. He'll probably catch on to a practice squad or maybe even a roster at some point this season. Cheeseburger Eddie Yarbrough, who also saw quite a bit of time, the former Buffalo Bill. He's still a free agent. He was in training camp with the San Francisco 49ers, as well as linebacker Todd Davis, who filled in pretty nicely last year, but he decided to retire because he spent camp with the Giants. There was a wave of Giants veterans who, after Joe Judge made him run, they just retired. I don't know if that was Todd Davis. Like, maybe he's moving on to other things, but I thought that was just hilarious. And that's it. That's who is where and what and why. What are your thoughts? Former Vikings in new places? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.